Hey everybody, my name is Esther and I have Parkinson's disease. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the follow. So I want to talk tonight real quick about tremors. Tremors are the most associated symptom with Parkinson's disease. Not everyone with Parkinson's disease has a tremor. I do, but my tremor is confusing and it was confusing to doctors as well, which is why I think part of the reason it took me so long to get diagnosed. So I want to clear some things up because I get a lot of DMs about it. First of all, if you have a tremor, it doesn't mean you have Parkinson's disease. There's a whole slew of things that can cause tremors. Um, Things having to do with your thyroid, low blood sugar, essential tremor is the most common condition that causes a tremor. So I always tell people just go see your doctor. You don't need to go see a neurologist right away about a tremor. A primary care physician can, start the ball rolling to identifying what the cause is very easily and rule out the most common things. For those of us that do have Parkinson's, the most common tremor in Parkinson's is what's called a resting tremor, and that is when you're not using using that. Let's say in my case, my hand, it tremors at rest, like the term says. Now, I have a very slight resting tremor, but the majority of my tremor is an action tremor, and I've had both. When I very first got my first tremor, it was like in my finger, more like a tapping of my finger. And I noticed it when I was driving, usually. You know how you rest your hand in the middle of your console, like when you're driving, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to keep it at 10 and 2, but I would notice this little tapping of my index finger. And it kind of progressed from there. And that's a resting tremor. I mean, that's a classic resting tremor. But over time, my tremor became more of an action tremor. So I've made lots of videos where I pick things up and I have a tremor, and I put things down and I don't have a tremor anymore. I've also been able to control my tremor as long as I've had it to a certain extent. And a lot of people have told me that doctors have told them, oh, they don't have Parkinson's because they can control their tremor. And that's just not the case. My tremor has always been made worse by emotions, excitement, and that's why when I make videos, a lot of times I tremor more because I'm just excited to talk to all you people. But if I take my time, I can control it for periods of time. But the main factor of what my tremor looks like is my medication. So how much medication I take, when the last time I took that medication was, because you take the medication and it works and then it kind of dips down. And with the Rytari I'm taking now, I get a lot less of that. But there are still times like this, like in the evening, where I'm getting ready to go to bed and my medication is wearing off, and so I'll tremor more. That being said, for me, it's no reason for me not to take or not to like that medication, because first of all, we're still tweaking things, but second of all, the medication helps the symptoms that bother me much more than the tremor, which is for me dystonia, the involuntary muscle contractions that I have. I haven't had any spasms in weeks, which is awesome. And it has maintained my tremor as that action tremor, and I don't have the resting tremor anymore. So that constant resting tremor was exhausting for me. It also helps my mood. I mean, levodopa helps my mood. And so I just feel a lot better overall. And it's also helped my walk a lot, which, although the walk seems like such a silly thing until you struggle to walk. And it's not like I can't walk. It's like I just want to walk like a person. I don't want to walk like a robot. I want to just walk normal. And when you lose that ability, it's something you miss a lot. And so Rytari has absolutely improved my walk, also known as my gait. I'm very thankful for that. So don't worry about my tremor. We'll get it straightened out or we won't. Because the other thing is, people need to not be embarrassed about their tremor. It's one of those things. And if the medication takes everything else and fixes it even for a day, and I have to deal with just this, I think that's pretty lucky of me because there's a lot worse symptoms to have than this. So I hope this helps.